I made another clip, but I was venting because I was frustrated about something that happened. Like, see if I can get frustrated, talk about this without... So let's just say I was randomly signed out for no reason. I don't know why. It can be a number of things, but I'm hoping whatever it was. But I was paranoid that my YouTube account was hacked or something, and it wasn't hacked. And maybe there was a glitch. There's no telling. But usually when something weird happens, I go on this bout that's where I start thinking, technology hates that me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm trying to work on that. I really am. But I know that yelling and cussing does not solve anything. So next time that happens, I'm just going to breathe. Or I'll just screen mirror on my phone, on my TV. But I am way too lazy to do that, because every time I've done that, my TV would randomly freeze up. Maybe my TV needs a system update or something. I don't know. But I've had this TV for a long time, and a lot of times the best thing to do is to just unplug it and plug it back in. But I'm not resetting anything because that's more trouble than it's worth. Now, if I was resetting the iPhone to clear up storage, that's another thing. Yeah, I will make another video on that later, and hopefully it will solve it. Anyway, yeah, so that was very frustrating to get YouTube to sign in my TV, but after about 15-20 minutes of getting frustrated, I finally did it. I was just really annoyed, guys, and I was talking about it, and I messaged YouTube. I posted on YouTube's Facebook page asking for help to avoid that, so that that doesn't happen again. Like, if it happens again, I'll just sign in using my Android, because I didn't have any issues. And it took me, instead of getting frustrated, I could have done that the first time instead of being like, rah, instead of screaming and yelling like a banshee, because to be fair, nobody wants to listen to that nonsense. And yelling and cussing does not get you anywhere. So anyway, yeah. But that's in the past. That's over with. But technology has gotten more tedious, I will say. We have steak, French fries, squash, and it looks like cabbage and potatoes. I don't know, but I'll try it. But this is going to be amazing. I could tell by looking at it. I thought I would show you. Okay guys, so this is going to be a weird video because it was filmed on different days. So bear with me here. I just pretty much go with the flow and pick up the camera when I feel like it. So yeah, I'm gonna watch Free Willy again. So tomorrow they're talking about blowing dust and possible power outages, which I'm praying that we don't go through that, because I remember last time we had a really bad dust storm. I did film it, guys. I was not very happy about that, as you can remember. We went over 18 hours without power, so if we do, we might not, hopefully we won't go as long, but I'm praying that it does not. I'm crossing my fingers that it doesn't happen. Like the last time we had blowing dust, I was crossing my fingers and praying that it didn't happen. It says it is expected, but honestly, the weatherman likes to say things to get me all worked up, so I had to turn off the weather notifications, because this is like the second or third time this week that I opened up the weather app and they would say high wind advisory, power outages expected, blah, 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 blah. And we're probably not, it's a 50-50 chance, Power outages generally don't happen very often, but luckily it is daylight savings time and it doesn't get dark so early. Thank goodness. It still gets dark. Well, it does get dark, but not as early as it did at the time, because it was like 7 o'clock at night when it went out. And so I'm hoping it does not happen. And I'm hoping that, I'm probably, if it's going to be windy and blowing dust, I'm not even going out in that. I'm going to avoid it. I'm so sick and tired of this freaking wind. And then they're talking about a hard freeze, which a hard freeze, it happens around this time every year. It's, we are in early April. It's around that time of year. Like, I can deal with wind, I'm just done with this blowing dust. I'm done with it. I'm done with this bad wind. I'm done with the wind. And I'm done. I'm ready to take a break from it. So hopefully tomorrow will fly by, and it'll be Wednesday before you know it, and no more blowing dust. But it generally happens this time of year. No more. And they're saying 70-mile-an-hour wind, but I looked at the weather app, and they're saying, it says 30-mile-an-hour wind with blowing dust. I don't know. The weathermen need to stop exaggerating. This is my opinion. They just say things to scare us. And I'm not falling for it. I'm done with it. So excuse my little rant about the weather. Plus, by the way, we had blowing dust the other day, and it was horrible. But that one time we had that power outage and blowing dust and everything, we had really bad thunderstorms that night too. So that's that. I think I'm done ranting about the weather. Okay guys, so I was just watching the clip, and I should be more concerned about wildfires than that. I gotta think about what the worst case scenario is. Like the other day, I was watching a video on YouTube, and these people had a really bad flash flood, which flash floods are way more scarier than wind with blowing dust. Anyway, it got really bad to the point where their basement was flooding. And if you're watching this, which you're probably not, which I don't know. Anyway, when I was watching that, I was like, and I thought losing power was bad. Like, losing power, there's gonna be times where we will lose power, but they get it back up and going. Water damage, it takes months and possibly a year or longer to recover from that. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I was watching one of their previous vlogs. I think they put it up about a week ago, and they were just talking about it. It took them over a year to finally get everything fixed from that, and I'm glad that they got everything all taken care of. If I remember correctly, that happened in 2020, and it's now 2023. 3 freaking years. And you guys, if you don't know me, water gives me anxiety. If it were me, I'd probably be freaking out. If it happens, it happens. They'll get it back up and running before too long. I think I'm just getting myself worked up over nothing serious. But I will let you know sometime tomorrow, maybe day after. If you don't hear from me tomorrow, which for me, it'll be tomorrow, but for you, it'll probably be next week. It'll depend on when I put this video up. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to gather my thoughts.